Track the board now. Pause for dramatic effect. Thanks for being patient. We're going to translate equations today. Translating equations just means you're going to create them from a couple of words. Many problems in your life, when you look at them hard enough, and if you do like math, you can actually start creating random things and turning them into an equation. You likely won't be at the store and thinking, if I buy 10 of those candy bars and then I add a $3 jug of milk to wash it down, how much would that be? That's not probably processing in your head as an equation, but that's exactly what it is. You're repeating the 10 candy bars and you're adding $3 for the milk. You just created an equation. You're not going to probably do that in front of the store person checking it out, but it is applicable to a ton of things in life. Later on, if you go into some techie sort of industry or data science-y, you're going to be using algorithms on computers with equations. You're not going to be really thinking in your head. But a lot of our industries just use equations like crazy because they're extremely efficient in finding some unknown amounts. To do this, creating equations, you gotta know some keywords, just like word problems in the past. Today, your keywords are gonna mean either add or subtract. Some addition keywords you're going to see are sum, more than. Some subtraction keywords are less than and different. There's a lot more, but those are the main four we're hanging out with. I'll scroll up, copy it down. Aiden, read example 1, and we'll chat.
Hold on. 5 is more than a number y is -2.
5 more than a number y is -2. Look for a keyword in there that would mean add or subtract and chat with your partner. 7 seconds, what is it? 7 seconds, what does it mean? Go.
Technically is more than
More. Perfect. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Paxton, what keyword do you see?
I see more. More than the what?
And more than means what? Add or subtract?
Add or subtract.
If I have 5 more donuts than 10, how many donuts do I have? 5 more than 10 is 5 plus 10. So we're going to add these. When you get word problems, most of the time, you can take the number and work left to right. 5 more than means 5 plus, so that's what I write. 5 plus something. Okay, we just did 5, we did more than, now I go to y. We don't know that number, so that's your variable. So far I have 5 plus y. That's a great start. When you get to the word is in a word problem, if it says is 5 or is 10 or is any number, you're going to think in your head an equal sign. The moment you hit is, you're going to put equals for that word. 5 plus y equals this last number. You just created your very first equation, 5 plus y equals -2. To get full credit on these types of problems, you also have to solve. Let's solve this one, Addie. What do you do?
So you would cross out 5.
How do I cross it out?
-5.
Good.
Because it's inverse. And then you would add 2 plus 5 because they're both negative, so they combine. So
Good.
it would be y plus -10.
Try it again.
Or, well, so.
You got it. You just solved your first equation from a word problem. Most of these are going to be one step. They're a step back in the difficulty with 3-step equations, but the main trick is just figuring out what that equation should look like based on the word problem. Page read example 2, and this one gets pretty blunderful. Be careful with it. 15. What keyword do you see in this, and what does it mean? Talk to your partner. 6 seconds. Go.
Different. Minus.
4, 3, 2, 1. What keyword do you see for this, Nico?
Less.
Yeah. And what are you thinking? Add or subtract? Cool. If you look at this problem and you're kind of robotically creating equations, I would think that this would be 4 minus n. However, think about some donuts. If I go to the store and I have 4 less donuts than Mr. Dudek ends up having 8. 4 less than 8, would that be 4 minus 8? If I'm robotically writing this, it would be 4 minus 8, but what is it actually supposed to be? If I have 4 less than 8, how do I write that problem? Page. If you have a less than word, you're going to write minus, but think flip. 4 less than n would actually be n minus 4. If you see less than, it is tricky because you can't just go first, then second, then third. You gotta flip it. Less than is subtract, but flips. 8 minus 4 would be the correct way of doing that problem, and I would have 4 less donuts. Let's write n minus 4. You see the word is. Is always means what sign, whole class? Is means what sign? An equal sign. And it equals negative 15. You now have an equation you can solve. Kiara, what do I do for the first step and only step? How do I kick out the negative 4? What's the opposite of subtracting a 4? So let's add what number? Good. And if I do it to one side, I have to do it to the other. So let's do that. Charlie, what's the answer got to be?
Negative 11.
You got it. 15 bad guys, 4 good guys. The 15 wins. Your last example before you try, Spencer, read it out loud.
The difference between a number x and 14 is -3.
What's the key word that you notice in this one, Aurora? And Aspen, is it add or subtract? If I have the difference as a key word, I'm not going to have to flip these. Here's why. If I have a box that is 8 donuts big and a box that is 4 donuts large, I'm just taking the difference between those. It'd be 8 minus 4. The difference is just going to go in order. List x is the variable. Then list 14. And what does the word is mean, Everett?
The difference.
The word is always means what sign?
Equal.
And what is it equal? What number?
-3.
You've just created your third equation. Solve it in one step. Case in, who do I kick out from the x side?
14.
How do I kick it out?
Subtract 14.
It's already a -14. What's the opposite of minusing?
Adding.
We want to kick it out by doing the inverse, so let's add it. Good. Write that in your paper. You're good? That's how we do math. You don't have to know 100% or be confident. You just have to attempt it. 3 bad guys, 14 good guys. Charlie, what's the answer?
11.
X would equal 11. You've just created 3 equations. You've solved 3 equations. Try these 2 on your own. You try should be silent. Pencils up when you're ready. 3, 2, 1. Waiting on. Go.
I need to use the bathroom.
Go ahead. After Samuel.